If you were into gaming and YouTube a few years back, then you've probably heard of a well-known group on YouTube called Click. They were a popular content group from Australia and they were absolutely killing it on YouTube, racking up millions of views per video. But then, out of nowhere, they disappeared. So with all the success and popularity they were receiving, why did they quit and what really happened? Click didn't just pop out of nowhere. They started as a managing company back in May of 2017 and officially launched in August of the same year. And what made them different was they had some serious talent right from the start. They had Prestige, Clips, and Loserfruit, all of whom were already very big games in the gaming community. But that was just the beginning. More creators kept joining, and before you knew it, Click was a massive force in the YouTube scene. And by September of 2018, things really started to take off for Click. They teased a new project and a new Click House, which got everyone excited. Then on the 14th of September, they announced a partnership with NRG, a fellow massive name in the esports world. It felt like Click was about to become the next big thing. A few days later, they gave us a sneak peek of the Click House, and it was everything we could have ever hoped for. The house was insane, and so was the lineup, with there being Music, Loserfruit, Creator, Bazagaza, Marcus, and of course Laserbeam, all a part of Team Click. They moved into a ridiculously expensive house in Sydney and started pumping out content like crazy, uploading almost weekly videos onto YouTube. And with this being said, one of the videos were going to hit 4 million views, and that was just the start. Videos like Hide and Seek and Fear Pong went absolutely viral, racking up millions of views each video. Click was officially one of the most popular content groups on YouTube, and by November, just 2 months after launching the channel, they went on to hit a whopping 1 million subscribers. And by May of 2019, they had 2 million subscribers on YouTube. But things started to go south in late 2019, when Marcus, who was dating Loserfruit at the time, decided to leave Click. This was the first sign that maybe things weren't as perfect as it seemed to be behind the scenes, and everyone wondered what this meant for the rest of the group, and more specifically for Loserfruit. But she kept consistently showing up in all future videos, so it seemed like everything was finally outside, but behind the scenes it wasn't all so good. Then Tanner, Laserbeam's sister, joined the group, ultimately replacing Marcus, and the group was now 4 guys and 2 girls, and for a while it seemed like things were back on track for the Click House. But sadly, this didn't last very long. In 2020, the world changed forever with the introduction of the coronavirus, and when COVID-19 hit, and just like every other business, it had to adapt. Merch production slowed down significantly, and they started uploading videos every 2 weeks instead of weekly, because it was extremely hard to get together and film because of the restrictions put into place. And by July, they announced that they were going to stop posting videos entirely. The official reason was a pandemic, and they said they'd be back once things settled down. But here we are, years later, and Click still hasn't uploaded a video in over 4 years. So what really happened to the Click House? And behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Click had 2 separate buildings, the Click House and the Click Office. The Click Office had Music, Laserbeam, and Fresh, while the Click House had Loserfruit, Creator, and Bazagaza. And this setup just ultimately didn't work. Most fans didn't even know there was a new Click House because they had hardly ever filmed there. And this ultimately made Loserfruit and the crew feel left out, which was a big reason why the group fell apart in the first place. But it wasn't just that. Music didn't move into the new house, and there was a good reason for it. See, Music was in an extremely tough spot. He was both the creator and the director of Click, so he had to be both the fun guy and the boss. And with this in place, he created tension because he had to make sure everyone was doing their part, which didn't always go so well. He even told a story once about how he had to organize getting rid of the trash, and out of everyone in the house, no one was willing to step up and do it. Click split apart from NRG early on, so they had to rely on their own finances. And with this being said, it would ultimately lead to countless different money issues. As a manager, Music felt responsible for everyone's happiness in the house. He even went on to talk about how he didn't just rent any house. They rented the most expensive one in Sydney because he wanted everyone in the house to be comfortable and happy with everything. But despite all of that, the mood in the house kept getting worse, and eventually they decided to move out and shoot videos on set instead. But by then, the soul of the group was gone and burnout had officially set in. And later on, Loserfruit confirmed that finances were a big issue and that the pressure was officially getting to everyone. She also mentioned that Laserbeam had just signed an exclusive deal with YouTube, so he barely had any time to make videos for Click anymore. And with all of this combined, it would be an ultimate recipe for disaster. Shortly after the Click had officially ended, it seemed like there was no bad blood between the members. But if you look closer, especially in the comments on YouTube, there were hints that not everything was so perfect behind the scenes. People started noticing that Loserfruit didn't really mention Music in any of her Why I Left Click videos, while she had nice things to say about everyone else. There were also rumors that Music and Loserfruit didn't get along, and that Loserfruit had spread negativity among the group. But there's no hard proof of that. It's still just rumors even until this day, 4 years later, and the last time they even played a game together was nearly a year ago. Some people think that Music lost touch with the group because they all moved on, or maybe they didn't want to be a part of the group with him anymore. There's also talk that Loserfruit and Music stopped talking because of his breakup with his ex Liv, and that Lucifer was ultimately on her side. But even that's questionable because Liv tweeted that they ended on good terms. Although that tweet has since been deleted, it raises many questions. No matter what the truth is, one thing's for sure. The clique we once knew and loved is gone, and most likely will be never returning anytime soon. Lucifer is now a part of Locken's organization called Team Power, and with Fortnite's popularity fading, it's unlikely that we'll ever see clique return in the future. It truly sucks that things ended the way they did, but at least everyone seems to have moved on and is doing okay even up until this day 4 years later. And that's the story of what really happened to the clique house. It's just a reminder that even when things look perfect on the outside, there can always be a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't see. Thank you all for watching all the way until the end of the video. I really do appreciate any of your support, and by just simply liking, subscribing, and commenting your favorite moment from this video, it truly goes a long way and helps me out tremendously. And with that all being said, I really hope you'll have an amazing rest of your day. Laters.